Good deal. Adding integers is the title of today's lesson, and today is 9/8/16. Hallelujah. We are clicking right along. Okay, super guys, so I'm going to go really fast. Adding integers. So you are basically learning today about combining negative and positive. Hashtag is really the number symbol. Okay, combining negative and positive numbers is what we're going to be learning about today. All right, so remember, I'm not going to read to you. I'm going to do my own. Example 1, using a number line, and I know Sarah said, seriously, Mrs. Myers, this is annoying, but please bear with me, and while they're asking for the number line for the next few lessons, please utilize it just so that I'm able to see if you know what you're doing, okay? They say, for my example, remember, these are mine, they want you to find the sum. By the way, what operator is sum? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Go, Jewel. She's right. And they want you to find the sum of -5 and +7. So the two ways to do this I know it's tedious and I'm sorry about it, is to start at 0, go to -5, and add 7 to it. 7 positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which results in the answer 2. Okay? So this is start at 0. That's the start at 0 method. I don't care which one you use. The other method is to start 1, 0, 1, 2. Where the original number is, and then move based on this. So since it's a +7, we're going to go positive to the right, starting here and going here, resulting in your answer. So this is start at first number and move right or left based on the second number. I know I'm going fast. I'm sorry about that. Okay, start at 0, go to the first number, and then respond with the second number. Next one, start at the first number, move right or left. All right, that's the first one. The next one I have for you, same idea, and I'll use both again. No, I'm not. I'm only going to use the other method because it's just too big. All right. It wants you to solve the sum of -4 and -8. So all you're doing here is combining these two items together. So if I started at 0, I'd be over here somewhere, 0. I would move to -4 and then go left or right according to the sign of this number. Since this is a negative, I'm going to go left, and I'm going to go left 8 spots. Going left 8 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, results in -12. And there's your answer. Okay, so those are just a couple of samples that you're going to use. Now, because the number line can be tedious, example 2 is going to give you big whopping numbers that we're not going to draw number lines for. Okay, so everybody should be writing notes, and we're going to move on to example 2. But before we do so, let's just look at the rules. Adding integers. Okay? Okay. If it's the same sign, so positive added to a positive. Positive plus positive. You're going to have a positive answer. negative plus negative. You're going to have a negative answer, okay? And what the book tells you is for these, remember how we learned absolute value? Use absolute value and keep same sign. Okay, the other item is if you have different signs, either way, it depends upon which absolute value is bigger. So here's the rule. Find the difference of the two absolute values. Don't worry, I'll show you this. First, find the difference of the two absolute values. Keep sign of larger absolute value. Okay? That, my friends, is the rules, and you can see it in your book, all right? They give you something called the additive inverse property, right below that, which means if you add opposites together, you get a 0. Okay? That's all the additive inverse is. Don't get scared of that. Adding opposites is 0. Okay? I know I've gone really, really fast. Example 2, if you want to quickly look at the book, I only want to spend a couple more minutes. I know some of you are still scratching away at the notes. Those of you that aren't scratching away at the notes, take a look at example 2 from your book. Combining example A, the same signs, you simply combine them and keep the same sign. Okay, that's in your book. Look at it with me. I know there's still some people taking notes, so I am not rushing ahead. If you're done, then walk with me for a moment. Example 2, letter B. Find the sum of 38 and negative 17. Based on my rules, positive 38 and a negative 17, you find the difference between the two, and the result was 21, and keep the sign of the one with the larger absolute value, which happened to be that. Okay, that's that. All right, if you did not get through these rules, the adding integers rules, we'll have to come back to it because I got to flip and move on, okay? We've got to flip and move on. I'll let you guys look it over later at your leisure. Again, my example 2, it's going to utilize those two concepts here. Find the sum. The first item you're going to find the sum of is negative 38 and negative 14. And whether you write it like this or like this, you're performing the same function. Do these items have the same sign or different signs? Same, bravo. So based on my rule, combine them, which is 38 and 14, which should give you a 52, and keep the sign. Okay? Since they're the same sign, you combine and you keep. And my letter B, don't worry, we're almost done. My letter B, find the sum of 21 negative and positive 29. Same sign or different signs? Different, so a negative 21 and a positive 29. The rule is to find the difference between the two absolute values. The absolute value of this is 29. The absolute value of that is 21. I would say the difference between these two items is 8. Would you agree? Choose the sign of the one that is larger. The positive 29 has a larger absolute value. Therefore, the answer stays positive. Remember, you don't have to write the positive sign when your answer is positive. I'm only doing that to share that with you. So different signs. Here's your sample. Okay? That, my friends, is different signs. That's example 2. We're just about ready to tag on to example 3. I'll take a breath. Okay, I know. Zoe's like, seriously, I'm going to be a weightlifter by the time I'm all done with this. Example 3. Example 3 asks, oh, the position of the scuba diver. So this dude on page 29. A scuba diver studying marine life starts out 4 feet below sea level. From that depth, he descends 72 more feet. And I'm going to draw this for you so you can see it a little better. Hangs out down there for a while, then rises 61 feet. There he rests. Where is he? By the way, they mentioned something called decompression. When you're scuba diving, if you go further than a certain distance, you cannot just pop back up because the carbon dioxide molecules in your blood vessels will expand too rapidly and cause a horribly painful disease that's nicknamed the bends. Anyways, I think I'm describing it right. If I'm wrong, oh well. But you have to go up slowly. So anyways, here's the water, right? And here's Mr. Scuba Diver. Okay, we've already got a problem. Looks like an alien. Don't laugh, someday this will be you. Holy cow. There's his scuba flippers. By the way, I'm teaching art next year. Y'all might want to sign up. He's right now at 4 feet below sea level. So he is at -4. Would you agree with me that that's a good way to represent below? He goes down 72 more feet. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, ma'am.
Do you want us to draw that?
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
If you do, fine. If you just want to laugh later, that's fine too. So let me ask you this. After he swims down, he was at -4, he went down -72 more. What is he at this moment? Hope. All right, so he is currently at -76. Would you agree? Okay, so there he sits and realizes that it's about time for him to go forward, move up a little bit. He's at -76, and he is going to ascend or rise 61 feet. To ascend is positive. So we're going to add 61 to this scenario, and this is where he decompresses. Literally, all the weight of that water is crushing in your body. You have to slowly go back to normal. 2 different signs. Find the difference and keep the keep the sign of the larger one. Would you say he is 15 feet below at this point? Exactly right. And your book shows that as well. Our friend is 15 feet below sea level, hanging out for a specific amount of time. There's all these calculations involved. Okay? We found the difference because there were different signs and kept the sign of the one with the larger absolute value. Oh boy. Example 4, lastly, example 4, this is the evaluate stuff. And I know some of you might not have all this. Leave yourself some room and come back. So we're evaluating here in example 4, which means they're going to give you some numbers. I'm going to give you some numbers and you're going to plug them in. All right? Evaluate the expression if g equals -15 and h is equal to -8. So depending upon what I give you, you're going to plug in whatever number necessary. So here's A. 12 plus G. 12 plus G. What's G's value? Go ahead, Emma. Bravo. Combining 2 different signs, subtract, find the difference. So the difference between these 2 numbers, Ben, is what? -3. He's right. 3, and keep the sign of the one with the larger absolute value. Well done. Good and faithful servants. Don't you yawn. This is exciting stuff. We're scuba diving. Letter B. H plus G plus 2. H is negative 8. G is negative 15. And the only reason I'm putting those parentheses there is it helps my brain. Okay, that's why I do it. Some of you may not find it necessary. Plus 2, right? H, G, 2. I like to combine my negatives first. And it looks like I have a negative 23, right? Same sign, combine them and keep the sign. So far, so good? To which I'm going to add a positive 2. Stay with me, we're almost done. Find the difference. Difference between 23 and 2 is what, 21? Which one has a larger absolute value, 23 or 2? So the sign is negative.